Hello and welcome to today's episode of Adventures Through Lordran. Today we are in the episode of Adventures Through Lordran. Today we are in the Undead Parish, or is it the Prosh? I'm not entirely sure. I probably should have looked that up. Like I said last time, down here is Andre, the blacksmith. He's the one who repairs your armor, upgrades your weapons, and sells other weapons. Through that doorway is a extra area. It's a side area called the Darkroot Garden and the Darkroot Basin, and I'm not going to go there yet because I really don't need to. Through this doorway is Sen's Fortress, which is somewhere you go quite a bit later, actually. This is kind of like the transition point from the halfway part of the game. Like, this would be 4.5 if it was 100%, so like 45% through the game, yeah. This is that onion guy I mentioned earlier, the onion knight.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Catarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
I'm pretty sure he says some other stuff.
Still closed. Still closed.
Okay, no he doesn't. So that is Siegmeyer, or Siegward. He appears in each game, and each time his name is basically the same thing. And there's a second version that's his daughter, Sieglind, I think, in this game, so his name is really confusing. Anyway, he is a knight of Catarina, which is a not really so much the royal kind of thing. It's less Britain like Astora is, and it's more France. I always got the impression. A lot of the things you find there mention how, it's a very cheerful, happy place with lots of farmers and stuff. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh wow, I do even less damage now. I actually just got back from playing a different character, my heavy-hitting tank, so I'm a bit out of practice with dodging. His armor, which looked kind of silly with the whole onion motif, actually has a purpose. What it is the ribs in it, the curvy bits, are used to deflect blows from like swords into it. That way it basically it hits the reinforced metal and doesn't just hit wherever it needs to make it harder to destroy. And this is called a Knight Bernika from the country of, I don't know if the country is called Bernika or just Bernika. But these are notorious warriors that they carry incredibly heavy armor and weapons. Ow, I'm dead. Oh, yay, I'm not dead. I wonder if I can parry him. I really don't want to find out. The key to fighting Knight Bereniks is that they attack really, really slowly, but really heavily. So it's, especially with this character, this is a kind of dodge out of the way and try and not get heavily hit. Thankfully, he doesn't actually seem to hit hard enough to one-shot me, which is nice. Okay, so apparently you can parry them, and I just didn't get the riposte. Ow! I'm running a bit low on healing potions. you can actually do a thing called a parry block, which is where if you parry like 2 or 3 frames after the parry point where you would deflect the weapon, you basically just glance it off your shield to where you get a perfect block to where you won't take any damage, even with a shield like this, which normally isn't very good for blocking. Oh, no, 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 no! I don't think this is the natural size of them, because when you find other Night Baronites in the game, they're closer to your size. So I think these knights are the hollow variants. Not again. This doesn't happen all the time, but usually when you hollow, and this is getting more into my theories, none of this is actually stated. When you hollow, you become a caricature of yourself. So, for example, the Knight Baronites, which were known for their heavy arms and armor and being very large, bulky warriors, when they hollowed, they became even larger warriors, and their armor and weapons grew even larger with them. I'm not entirely sure about the soldiers, but that may be the fact that, you know, they were soldiers and now their almost entire identity is just, so close, is that they work in a group with others. You never find these soldiers working by themselves, things like that. So, I'm not sure if that's, you know, a false theory that doesn't have any actual grounding, or if that's an actual concept that's, you know, that actually would make sense. Maybe I should try using some magic. You know, for the mage, should use magic. Who knew? Like I said, I just came back from playing my my miracle build, which is currently not very miracle-y because he only has one spell, the heal spell, because he doesn't actually have enough. He doesn't have enough faith to cast anything else, and I took the. Why didn't I dodge anyway? And he already took the Chaos Servant Covenant, so he can't get the Sunlight Warrior Covenant to try and get the Lightning spell. There we go. Ooh. The light crossbow. Alright. Time for round 2, Mr. Baronike. Okay, you're probably guarding with your shield right now, aren't you? Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's a lot of the time magic has a bit of trouble actually hitting people because it's really easy to just put up a shield and block. Okay, that definitely does do more damage. Yay! Did you drop anything? Yes, he did. He dropped the steel armor this early. That's nice. The steel armors are really good medium to heavy armor set you can get. It's on the heavier side of armor sets, and I'm actually going to go and restock my Estus and spells and stuff. It's actually kind of funny is that you get a lot of the actual heavy armor sets within a few minutes of each other. You can get the steel armor set, which is closer to a medium armor set. Like it's got the defenses of a medium set while being a bit heavier than most medium sets, so it's in kind of a strange spot. Its main thing is that it has a lot of poise for its level. Poise is the thing that allows you to stand when you attack. Do you remember when I was casting a spell a minute ago and he flattened me with the mace, but he didn't actually stop me casting the spell? That was poise. I think that was more of a bug, that it was because I was right at the end of the cast that it decided that I had enough poise for it. But, like, with that steel armor, if I had that, I'd have been able to stand toe-to-toe with him and not have to do anything, really. Let's see, where was I? I get the feeling I was like trying to lead into something, but then I lost it. Poise, went over poise and how that helps you stand up. Heavy armors. First of all, though, see the guy up there with the trident? That's called a six-eyed channeler. You find him much later in the game, towards a 75% mark, and he is rather annoying with his placement because he buffs a lot of smaller enemies. If you hear someone going like, that's him. There you go. And I was not expecting that to move that fast, but it did. So back to armors. There's, once you reach Anne Orlando, which is basically the 50% mark. I think I might have just trapped myself trying to do the thing where you quickly jump out. Whatever. Anyway, once you reach Anne Orlando, you pretty quickly find the black iron armor, which is one of my favorite armor sets, because it's actually it's a very light, heavy armor set, which is kind of strange, and it doesn't have very many times where it's not really useful. Okay, do you see what he was doing right there where he, like, twisted his sword around? That is him being prepared to parry. If I attacked right then, he would have been able to pull off a perfect parry, which is what the term is whenever an AI is basically in a position where whenever you attack, they will parry you. He would have been able to pull off that perfect parry and been able to pretty much one-shot me. Yes, I can. Ha ha! I just hope I have enough spells. Yay, took out the channeler. So that makes this much, much easier. And I have one soul arrow left, which makes this so much harder. And now I'm pretty sure there's like 30 of these hollows here. Ah. That might not be 30, it's probably closer to like 15. And this is not gonna be very easy because I'm using a thrust weapon, trying to take out a large horde. Anyway, as I was talking about heavy armors for like the 5th time, after the black iron set, there's Havel set, which you find about halfway through the area. Havel set is, you remember that guy who who was carrying that giant tooth who beat me up? That's Havel. And I'm dead. But yeah, you can get his armor, which is carved out of like 3-inch thick stone, which is a really nice set. That's actually what that miracle build I was telling you about is using. It's almost got everything Havel has. It's missing his shield because you require a 50 strength, which is absolutely ridiculous if you don't know, to carry. Oh, look at there. That's not really a giant dad, is it? Is it? Whatever closes that? I mean, I've seen that set before, but I don't remember exactly what it is. It's strange. Anyway. Havel set is almost unarguably the heaviest and best, quote, best due to stats, armor set in the game. It has the most poise, the most defenses across the board, stuff like that, but it is also ridiculously heavy. Most other sets are in the, say, 30 pounds total, while Havel's is in the 50 pounds total. Did you hear that, like, dull thump that happened? That was was a parry block, but it was a very badly done one because that was probably towards the very tail end of it, like maybe even to the half of the things for it, where I was able to parry it and not get staggered by it, but I still took damage from it, but I didn't take full damage. Oh yeah, right, you're here. He always gets stuck doing this. So how are all of you doing? I'm having a nice day. I've had my coffee. Coffee, the elixir of life. Do you drink your coffee with or without creamer? Do you even drink coffee? I like coffee. Haha, backstab. You can't do those style of backstabs in Dark Souls 2 or 3 because in this game they've made it to where you don't have tracking. Have you seen it where like they'll wind up their attack and then you can just kind of walk quickly around them? That's because they didn't put tracking in this game. In 2 and 3, they've added in tracking to where it's not perfect tracking, where there's no way to walk behind them, but you can't do the thing where they attack and then you just leisurely walk behind them anymore. Stop hitting me! Meh. Take this. Should I go fight them or show you guys this first? I'll show you guys this stuff first. Oh no. I really did not want it to be that loud. This is going to be very challenging. You thought fighting 1 was hard? Try 2. There is a way to bypass them, but I'm pretty sure that if you try that, they'll actually all come at you at once, and there's a third guy over there. You don't really want 3 people. If 1 is hard, 2 is difficult, 3 would be close to impossible. I can actually skip through a large portion of the game, probably 20 to 30% of it, because I don't really need any of the things there. I mean, there's like one thing from that entire area I need, and that's just a guy who sells spells. But the thing I'm trying to get, the reason I've fought these guys several times, is because I'm trying to get the thing that allows you to progress to the rest of the game. I mean, I could progress without it, but I'd be skipping, like I said, 30% of the game. Which I don't really need that 30%, because none of the things you get there is actually useful to this character. There we go, only got 1. Yo, hi. On guard! One Chevy! Now, I usually try and keep these videos, or at least I'm going to try and keep them, under half an hour, but because nothing at all really happened here, I'm trying to decide if I want to just cut it off here, or if I want to continue going. Nothing that much exactly happened, did it? Yeah, I'll keep going. I mean, I try and not make, you know, the several hour long episodes, but there's not really enough episode that happened here. Like, I gave you the Knights of Catarina, the Astora bit, and the Knights Bernika, but not much else. Oh, right, you guys. Here, I'll just try see if I actually can go around them. That way, I'm not going to stand here for another hour trying to fight the same guy. I always really like this place. It's very pretty. Are you gonna try and... Okay, you're not. Okay, so I'm gonna see if maybe walking helps. Sometimes if you walk, they don't actually notice you. Plus, I'm going underneath their line of sight. Okay, that's the halberd. That's not why. That's not the one I was looking for. Here it is. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on? Ta-da! Basement key. Do you remember where I talked with that guy, the Solaire guy, who gave you that white soapstone? He was saying stuff like, "Oh, the sun and its magnificent, so if I could be as glorious as it, something, something." There's a door near him that leads you to those areas I was saying I didn't really need. That's what that key is for. Oh. Yeah. Not that far away. Yeah, I'll take you there before I end off this episode and then see if I can actually get through killing everything else. It's best to get there. I'll wait this way. This will be faster. He's not following, is he? No, he's not. I'm just running away from everything because I really do not want to try and fight everything. Ah, he's still following me. Hellkite Dragon's here? I didn't know it would come back. Oh, hey, look, I'm still alive. I will survive. Dragons, fire, and being gored by a ball. Da-da-dun, 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 da-da-dun. That's the guy I was telling you about in the sun. See this door? You can open it, and then you head down there, and that's something I'm going to show you guys later. Now to basically run back. Ow. You know, there's not much reason to actually try and walk back. I don't have that many souls. So here. And with that, I'm going to stop this episode here, and I wish you all a pleasant day. Have a nice day.